Things are changing at Old Trafford. There's no doubt about it. As the sun set on Sunday's resounding 4-0 demolition of Everton, United fans are rightly optimistic about the direction our team is moving on the pitch. But that doesn't mean all our fans are perfectly happy. Outside the ground, fans express their discontent about the way they're being treated.
This price hike is going to alienate the youth coming to Old Trafford. The parents won't be able to afford to bring them. And that needs to change. We can't allow the club to do that.
I'll come back to that shortly. It's a really big issue that can't be dismissed by results on the pitch. The future of Old Trafford and the club's relationship with our fans, I believe, is going to need even more work than the team in the months ahead. Meantime, I do want to enjoy the feeling of optimism I think we're all feeling since Ruben Amorim arrived at Old Trafford. It's great to start a new week feeling really good about what's happening since Ruben and his army of coaches have taken over. Our players and our coaches all deserved their lap of honour on Sunday. It felt like the start of something really special. We all hope that this time we're seeing the dawning of a new golden era. It's easy to get carried away on a wave of optimism, but we've had too many false dawns to go overboard at this stage, I think. And our new head coach knows it's important to stay focused. Ruben wants our fans to be patient and is urging everyone not to get too carried away by the progress we've already seen. There's still a lot of work to do. And next we face a really, really big test at Arsenal on Wednesday night. We'll have a better picture of where we are after that match. But we all know Ruben is making a big difference. And so far he's working his magic much quicker than anyone realistically dreamed. What I love about Ruben is how he's respectful of the work done by his predecessors, as well as being an inspirational coach with a great personality. He knows there are good players at the club and he wants to make them all better. On Sunday, many of us were again raving about the work rate and the impact made by Amad Diallo. It was good to hear Ruben thank Ruud van Nistelrooy for building up Amad before he arrived. And it feels like Amad is the perfect example of what Ruben wants from all his players. Hard work, skillful contributions and intelligent football. In the 3 matches played since Ruben took charge, it's been clear that every player in the squad has been given a role and an opportunity. Consequently, all over the pitch, we've already seen players starting to thrive under the new head coach. And all of a sudden, we look like a side that's full of goals. That in itself is a truly remarkable transformation. 2 goals apiece on Sunday for Rashford and Xerxes was absolutely brilliant. The perfect response to Rasmus Højlund's superb 2-goal tally on Thursday night against Bodo Glimt. There's much to be optimistic about on the pitch, but there's also a lot happening both in and around Old Trafford. And I think it's important we don't lose sight of the bigger picture, because football is nothing without our fans. And there's no doubt many supporters are feeling disenfranchised by the way they're being treated, especially when it comes to ticket prices. Before Sunday's match, we saw a protest led by the 1958 group. Men, women and children all took part, and it's an issue where fans have really strong feelings.
What we're hoping to achieve is that the club rethink what they've done. It's such a low, cheap blow to virtually financially punish match-going fans.
66 quid, you're taking the piss! 66 quid, you're taking the piss!
Sunday's protest was triggered by the overnight price hike to a minimum of £66 for all unsold tickets for the rest of the season. There were no concessions for juniors or seniors. And having just celebrated my own 65th birthday only last Wednesday, I'm as motivated as anyone to tackle this issue. Ticketing and pricing has become a hot issue at Manchester United Football Club.
This football club is all about the fans that go and support the club home and away and create the atmosphere inside and bringing the youth through, bringing the young guys through as well. And this price hike is going to alienate the youth coming to Old Trafford. The parents won't be able to afford to bring them. And that needs to change. We can't allow the club to do that. And also it'll have a knock-on effect as well, because these are tickets that season ticket holders are selling back. You know, they were selling them on for face value. Now they're 66 quid. You know, who's going to buy them for a game on a Thursday night. Do you know what I mean? Or Tuesday night. It's just not going to happen, John. So this is just the start. This is just the start of the club really exploiting loyalty, and that's what this protest is about today through the FSA. Is stop exploiting loyalty. Stop taking advantage of your loyal fans that come every week, because they're the people you're going to need to take this club forward, and the youth is what you're going to need to take this club forward, and they need to rethink what they've done.
How important is it that all the clubs work together? Because United on their own, we've got a lot of fans, but we seem to be a lot more powerful when we work together like we did to stop the European Super League.
Exactly. And this is the first step. We only have to say for this reason to work with other sports groups, because the corporate entities that are taking over these clubs are just looking at revenues. And as I've said before, they see match-going fans as the bottom feeders. We're the bottom of the rung when it comes to generating revenue. But also that makes us an easy target, because you think they can just put up the money, and fans will still come. If they don't come, they'll sell them for hospitality. But that's not the right thing to do. It's actually just really, I don't want to swear, but it's just taking the piss out of people that have gone for generations, and those people are going to disappear.
I think there is a card, finally, that you should consider a little bit more than possibly that's been considered before, because I know they're trying to price people out, the ordinary working class fan. For me, it's a working class sport. It's been stolen by rich people, but from a TV perspective, football is nothing, as Busby said, without the fans, and the fans basically the unpaid extras.
Yeah,
and now we're being paid. We're being asked to be paid to be an extra.
Yeah.
And I think the fans have got more power than they possibly realise.
Absolutely. And the only way we can change that is by working together. And if this continues, the only thing we can do as support groups around all Premier League clubs is come together and then maybe enter these stadiums. Maybe that's the way to do it en masse. Because if the optics are not there for the sponsors, for the TV channels, for the clubs, that might be the next step.
There's a whole discussion that needs to be had about the way legacy fans are being squeezed out of the football club. That's a subject we will revisit. And it's not just fans affected. Some former players too are falling by the wayside. As my good friend Gordon Hill mentioned when we spoke in our latest podcast only last week.
I had a very similar situation, but I gave my season tickets up because there was rules and regulations on it, and I couldn't give my tickets to any of my family, so to speak, without them having to know what size trousers they wore. Once you get a season ticket, you should be able to say, well, I can't go, but this person can go. When I was informed about it, I thought, my God, if it's happening to me, what's it going to be like for the supporters that go on a regular basis? That I feel so saddened for them, because they've gone for generations, they've gone and they've supported the club.
The rules and difficulties around concessions ended up with Gordon giving up his season tickets in the summer, tickets he'd had for decades. There is an argument that protests are easily ignored by the owners because they know there's always fans who will take the place of our existing matchday supporters. We all know there are fans at Old Trafford from all around the world on every single matchday.
Hi guys, my name's Devin Walker. Came here all the way from Tampa, Florida. Try to get over at least once a season for a match. United is my life. I owe everything to United. If it wasn't for United, I would not have even met my wife, because we met watching United. So any chance I can get to come over here, I have to come and show my love for this club.
What became clear from our chat is that fans in America are well used to paying much higher prices to attend sporting events. That tells me that there's a real danger we will follow suit here in the UK.
What really surprised me was in the summer when we were on the pre-season tour, how expensive it is to go and watch a match in America. That's unbelievable, isn't it?
Yes, it's and so I did not go any preseason matches this year because of that very reason. I found out that a ticket there cost me almost 3 times as much as it cost me to get a ticket here for face value. And I'm like, you know what? I would rather save my money, pay a little bit extra to come and see the actual first team over here in person.
Of course, fans want nothing more than seeing our team be successful. And there's a growing optimism that the glory days will return with Ruben Amorim in charge. But there's a lot more at stake than silverware at this point in our history. The future of Old Trafford itself is very much in the balance as the owners consider whether or not to replace our spiritual home with a brand new stadium. And as things stand, I've no doubt that a brand new stadium, partly funded by significant increases in ticket prices, is very much the most likely outcome. So as we celebrate the start of what we hope will be a glorious new era under Ruben Amorim, let's not forget about the fans who made Manchester United the best supported football club on the planet.